So recently, I watched a few movies that I wanted to make some stuff with, but I ran into a snag because I really just didn't have too much to say about them. Not nearly enough for full-fledged videos, anyway. So I thought, why not combine them into one video and do it that way? So here we are. This is going to be three pretty brief reviews of some movies that just didn't spark my inner critic enough. First up is Jobs, the biodrama about the life of Steve Jobs, the late co-founder and CEO of Apple Computer. I mostly thought the movie was okay, but my biggest complaint was that even though it was supposed to be a biopic, I never felt like I was given insight into what Steve Jobs is really like. He's portrayed as a narrow-minded yet artistically profound thinker who comes off as an unlikable person. Having never met Steve Jobs myself, I can't say that this is a poor representation, but I doubt that he was an uptight asshole his entire life. I do think that the movie's fairly well acted, and even Ashton Kutcher does a decent job, and I thought that the cinematography was pretty good, and I liked the nice use of colors and lighting, but it just doesn't save this movie for being more than, decent at best. Next is The Purge Anarchy. This action thriller is a sequel to last year's entry, simply titled The Purge. I never saw that movie, but was duly informed that it wasn't necessary to watch this one. The film is about a dystopian future United States of America in which a new regime has taken control and initiated a national holiday called the Purge. During the Purge, all crime is now legal, and it is supposedly used as a way for the country to unleash its pent-up aggressions, but as it turns out, is nothing more than an elaborate system of population control. My immediate thoughts in this movie are low budget and unoriginal. Now, I don't discriminate a film by its budget. That's far from the truth, since most of the movies I own are low-budget films. But this one really made me feel like I was watching a low-budget movie, and not in the so-bad-it's-good kind of way, but the it's trying too hard without anything to show for it kind of way. If it were made for a lot of money, this would be worse than it is, but since the budget was only $9 million, I guess it's fitting. But that really doesn't help in the unoriginality department. Dystopian future as a setting has been done, from films like Logan's Run, to Battle Royale, to Hunger Games, Divergent, Judge Dredd, etc. It's a premise that we've seen before, and frankly, The Purge doesn't do anything to add to or stand out from that genre. It's a proverbial meh of a film. Lastly, we have Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Right off the bat, the title is confusing. It's a sequel to 2011's Rise of the Planet of the Apes. That's the part that makes no sense to me. The apes have taken over by part 2, so shouldn't that be Rise? They have risen to power after all. Well, stupid movie titles aside, Dawn continues the story of the last movie. The apes have formed society and are living in a forest adjacent to San Francisco, and humanity has been all but wiped out by a virus that has swept the earth. And if you're looking for more than that, you've come to the wrong place, as the movie doesn't really develop the story any more than that. The entire thing feels like a deformed Frankenfilm, with a litany of strange plot choices that lead to making no sense. There was literally no character development in the film, and the attempts at thrilling action sequences clash starkly against the other rather serious tone the movie has. It's like it wants to attempt a serious dialogue about understanding and prejudice in our culture, and then it goes, here's a chimp on horseback with 2 machine guns in a firefight with Commissioner Gordon! That sort of dichotomy ruins any impact the film could have had. Plus, way too much of the plot itself relies on convenience and one-dimensional character choices. I do have some praise, though, as the CG for the apes looks great. Andy Serkis does a wonderful performance as the ape leader Caesar, and a stellar job was done at making the rest of the simians feel like living, breathing creatures. But still, the movie falls into Jobs territory of being decent but misguided. It tries to be a summer blockbuster when it has potential for more, but spoils itself in the long run because of it. So there you have it, 3 movies in one video, all with the shared trait of just not being worth a video on their own. I might do something like this again down the road, since it's a cool format and an easy way to get more from films that I don't get all that much from in the first place. So you can look forward to seeing this kind of thing again. So thank you for watching The Triforce of Mediocrity.